Can you really make money whilst you sleep? There are actually different ways that you can make money whilst you are asleep, and in this video I'm going to share with you how I managed to make a nice profit swing trading USD Swiss all whilst I was fast asleep in my bed. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Mindfully Trading. My name is Emily, and on my channel I share my journey with you as I trade the financial markets. If you are looking for some tips trading the financial markets, or you just want to simply join me on my journey, make sure that you are subscribed below this video. So I've had an interesting week this week trading my funded trading account with the prop firm, the 5%ers. I actually took a few consecutive losers to start with this week, and then I took a really beautiful trade on USD Swiss, which I'm going to share with you step by step on the charts in just a moment. But what made this trade special compared to my other trades? Well, I carried out my watch list using the daily time frame at the weekend to give me a directional bias on the week, to give me an idea of the overall flow of the market. And on the Wednesday night, when I was actually in bed and I was lying awake, and as all mothers of 7-month-olds do, make the most of that little bit of time you have to yourself when you get into bed before you go to sleep. And that was the time that I had to check my watch list on my mobile phone to have a quick look through to see what had happened with the trades and to update my watch list. When I was doing this, I saw a setup lined up perfectly for USD Swiss, so I decided to set a sell limit order. I simply set the order as per my watch list from the weekend, and then I went to sleep. When I woke up the next morning, I found out that I was currently up just over $100 unrealized in profit, which is a really nice way to greet the morning. I carried on with my day, and when I checked my trade later on that day, I saw that I'd actually finished the trade and I was up just over $240, which on my account size was around about just under 1%. I'm using low risk on my account at the moment. I usually tend to risk 1% per trade, but as I am trading my account with the 5%ers, I have adjusted my risk slightly to reflect the account size that I have with them and the rules that I have to respect. So I have a max loss on the account of 6%, and I have a profit target to reach of 7%. So to reflect those and to give me enough leeway in drawdown, I'm using 0.3% risk per trade. But I am really enjoying using the 5%ers as a prop firm. They have some realistic targets, they have some decent rules to respect, and more importantly, they give you plenty of time to carry out the challenge. I've got 6 months to hit that profit target, so I'm pretty much trading with little pressure, which really helps when you're undergoing a prop firm challenge. If you want some more information on the 5%ers, I have created a separate video, which I'll include a link above for. And I have got a link in the description if you want to go to their website to find out more, or if you fancy having a go at their prop firm challenge for yourself. Meanwhile, let's jump onto the charts, and I will share with you my breakdown of my swing trade taken on USD Swiss. Okay guys, so here I am in my broker in MetaTrader 5, the platform that I'm using with the 5%ers. And the last few weeks have been really good for me. I did start the account with an account size of $20,000, and to start with I had a few weeks of drawdown unfortunately on my account, but as it stands the last couple of weeks I've managed to take some really nice green weeks and slowly build that account balance back up. So although I am still down on my account, I'm actually really close to being back at that starting point again, which is really nice. So I'm just taking it slow and steady and following my plan and trusting the process. So let's go into the history here, and these are the trades I took this week. In fact, one of these trades on Euro Swiss, I was aiming for a larger target, 3 times what I was risking, and when I was up 2 times what I was risking, I had that intuition saying to take the trade, to close the trade, to take the profit. I didn't listen to that, and I realise now that I should have done, because instead of having one loser, I would have had a 1-2R winner. Which would have actually put me up 4R on the week. But it's okay, it's another learning experience, and I'm happy to continue learning those experiences, learning from my mistakes, all the while taking green weeks. So this is the trade I took on USD Swiss, which made me a very nice profit, and let's load the chart up for that now. So here I am on the daily time frame for USD Swiss, and I've used the handy backtesting tool here on TradingView to go back in time. So this is what I saw at the weekend when I did my watch list. And from what I could see, although we have been consolidating underneath this red structural level here, Price had been predominantly in a downtrend. It had been making lower lows and lower highs. Although it's been consolidating, that was the overall trend on the daily time frame. And what I was interested in is price has come back up to the recent lower high here and hadn't yet closed above it. So this was an interesting area on the daily time frame where I could look for a possible short. Now, although on the daily we had taken out this area here and price seemed to be moving up with some strong momentum, it may be looking to reverse, but it has come to this ceiling of structure, if you like. So I was immediately looking for short positions. Here is the same information, but on the 4-hourly time frame. So you can see more data, more candlesticks here. We've come back up to the structural level. And I was simply watching to see how price reacted first of all, because price is still pushing up. And I wanted to see whether it was going to push up and close above the structure, or whether the sellers were going to come in, and if they were, then I was going to look for a short. And this is where I got interested, because we could see that price had one final attempt to come up to the structure here, consolidated for a little bit, and then we had this really big bearish momentum candle coming in on the 4-hourly time frame. That for me was a sign that momentum was there to the downside, and that was when I looked to the 20-minute to see if I could find an entry. Here in the 20-minute time frame, it provides even more data, even more candlesticks that allow us to analyse and see what we think the market is going to do. And what I was looking at here was that we were at the structural level and we sort of made a head and shoulders pattern, because price had made a high here and a low, a higher high here. It actually made a lower low, breaking previous structure, and when price tried again to break the previous high, it didn't. So here we have the classic head and shoulders pattern, the break below the neckline with momentum here, and from then price is just consolidating and dropping down. So now I know that price is ready for me to get in. How did I know where to get in? Well, because the momentum had come and it had already moved quite a fair way from this neckline, I felt that a trend continuation was the best entry rather than aiming for a retest up here. So to do that, I had a look on this leg that we had and identified the deepest pullback, which was this one. I then took that measurement and I applied it to the low of the move. And as I said, this was as I was getting into bed later on that night. I was looking for a nice retest here, and I was jumping back to the 4-hourly and the daily time frame, most importantly, to make sure that this plan lined up, which it did. Because for this trade plan for swing trading, the daily and the 4-hourly take the authority for me when it comes to time frames. The 20-minute just allows me to refine my entry, my stop and my target. So that was all I did. I used this pullback here. I decided to place a stop above this recent area of structure, and for my target, I actually, using the daily time frame, thought that we had potential to really come down to this yellow area here. But for the sake of wanting to get some nice profit that is a positive profit loss ratio, I decided to use a 4-hour target. And then for the most part, I turned my phone off and I went to sleep. And while I was asleep, this happened. So that was a really beautiful way to be triggered into the trade, because I didn't suffer drawdown for long at all. You can see that price pulled back the length of this measurement quite perfectly and then started to sell off. So in the morning I checked this, I didn't do anything with it, I just left it as it was, and later in the day price continued to sell off to my target. Now I did deliberate on whether to extend my target to try to get more profit, but as I was down on the week I decided to just take the profit and walk away. Although now I do feel like I maybe could manage this a little bit better to get more profit out of this trade. I guess looking back, I could have set a break-even stop and I could have aimed for that original idea of this yellow structure. Currently, it is 9:15 on a Friday morning and price has moved just over 15 times what I was risking for this trade. But ultimately, you never know what price is going to do. All you can do is speculate, make a plan and see it through, all the while managing your risk. How have you guys found trading this week? Let me know in the comments below. Have you been red? Have you been green? It's always great to hear from you. Meanwhile, if you've enjoyed the video, please do drop me a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel below, and I will catch you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!